But the research clearly shows that the war on drugs has been ineffective. Why? Because the prices of drugs are getting lower and lower and lower, and more people are using them. Guess who are the prime people for using them? The confidential informants. Welcome back to the Altgeld Kingpins Channel, where we talk about confidential informants. Well, I still have these numbers, but it's your first time to the YouTube channel, then it's just breaking down that one informant gets 5 people to become informants. Those 5 people end up getting 5 more, then it's 25 informants, so on and so on. And I'm still with the reference, the snitching book, Criminal Informants and the Erosion of American Justice by Alexandra Nadopoff. Link is in the description. And I'm still, this is my last video of talking about snitching in the hood, which is chapter 5 of the book. And I'm on page 118 and 119. And I've got 2 things to read and then I'll talk. Analysts from across the political spectrum have concluded that 20 years of harsh law enforcement tactics have been largely ineffective against the illegal drug economy. The United States maintains record rates of drug use, and illegal drugs are cheaper than they were 2 decades ago. This means that personal relationships in poor, high-crime communities are more fragile and vulnerable, making intrusive law enforcement tactics such as snitching both more potent and more devastating. Taken together, they tell us that informant use is not merely a law enforcement tactic, but rather an important social policy in its own right, affecting families, social networks, and public perceptions of the legal system itself. So they have research which they know that all their tactics is not stopping the drug trade. Is ineffective, and they have 20 years of research showing that it's ineffective. But what it is effectively doing is fucking up the communities in which they have these informants in. They can clearly see that, but yet they already have the ball rolling, and it's hard to stop the rock going down the mountain. And it's hard to get the rock that's already going forward down the mountain to back up the mountain. They understand it. But this is what you don't understand about this informant stuff. If you understand these numbers and more informants is going to get more informants, what happens if the entire hood in one neighborhood, the whole hood is informants? Yeah, even the people telling getting told on, but let's really put this into logical perspective. Y'all all telling. So since y'all all telling, we don't have to pay y'all anymore. Cause technically all y'all supposed to be in jail. So we ain't gonna take y'all to jail, but we ain't paying y'all no more, all y'all informants. Now none of y'all in the neighborhood trust each other, cause y'all all know that y'all all informants and y'all all know what y'all did. But now they take the green away from y'all. Let me give you guys a life lesson. My father taught me this when I was little. Even though piranhas are piranhas, and they may be family, if you stop feeding them, they start to eat the weakest link. So today, 5 of you might get and jump on this one and kill and beat them for the food. But then 4 of y'all is going to jump and kill another one. Then 3 of y'all is going, and so forth till it's only going to be 1 left. But when it's just 1 and 1 left, y'all ain't going to trust each other. So now y'all going to be so stressed, ain't nobody going to get no sleep. When they take the food from y'all on the end game, it's going to be so hectic in the area that people are literally going to be killing and eating each other, because there's going to be no food, there's going to be no jobs, there's going to be no income. Everybody got felonies because everybody didn't help everybody give everybody one. So you can't go out there and get you a job. Nobody in the hood has a business because they not giving out business loans to criminals or ex-criminals. So what are you going to do afterwards? Think about it. You guys that's listening to this right now, let me know what you think. Do you think that this informant stuff is eventually going to come to an end? Do you think it's going to just keep going forever and ever and ever till this number is timed by 5 and then that number is timed by 5? But the research clearly shows that the war on drugs has been ineffective. Why? Because the prices of drugs are getting lower and lower and lower, and more people are using them. Guess who are the prime people for using them? The confidential informants. So they need these drugs to operate and do what they're doing. But they're addicts. So the reason why more people are using drugs is because what? More people are becoming informants. So, if you never heard of the prisoner's dilemma, you're inside this prison where you are the prisoner and the guard. Listen to what I said. It's a prisoner's dilemma. You're in the prison and you're the prisoner and the guard. So you're guarding everybody else to make sure that they don't escape the prison. But everybody else is also guarding you to make sure you don't escape the prison as the prisoner. So that's why there's a crab in a bucket mentality in the hood. Everybody just making sure ain't nobody going nowhere. You ain't leaving out of here. You ain't leaving either. You ain't leaving out of here. You get nowhere with everybody having that same mentality. High stress, hypertension, PTSD, ADHD, sleep deprivation, poverty, crime, violence, death. That's the world that we living in. Like, share, subscribe, comment your thoughts down below. Once again, if you feeling this, drop 100 down below. Because snitching is really going on in the hood. I'll talk to you guys in the next video.
This video is for educational and entertainment use only. The views in this video do not necessarily represent the views or life of Marlon Dixon.